Todd Morey joins us right now. If the name sounds familiar, you might be a fan of Fonda Speedway, or you might be a monster truck fan because he does a lot of different stuff. Of course, he ran the season at Fonda in a 4-cylinder, actually got a win. He's here kind of semi-official, but unofficially here at Dirt Week. Todd, remember the first time I saw you at Super Dirt Week? What was that, like 08, 10, somewhere around there maybe?
I was 16.
So let's do the math. When would that have been?
Yeah, so
2000?
No.
Or 90s?
95 or 96. I announced Sportsman up there, did some on-scene reporting. I was in a tow truck a lot.
I remember that. Yeah, because you were at Rolling Wheels a couple times.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll save that one about the lesson that I thought. Well, did you want to tell it? I kind of, by accident, kind of taught you a hard. All right, I'll start it, and then you can see what you say, okay? Todd got there late, and like we said, he was young. So, and 16. Joe Murata and I used to go back and forth on the heats. So I noticed during my heat, he's getting all the car names and numbers from Joe, and then when my heat, vice versa. But I gave them to you once, I think, didn't I?
You did.
And then the second time, he'd been asking this stuff all day. I said, "You correct me if I'm wrong. You're going to hate me right away, but I'm going to teach you a valuable lesson." And I turned the radio off. He came up to me later, and he's correcting me, and you were apologetic. And I think I said something like, you got to know the cars, right?
Yeah, well, and the thing was, I had to get there. I have to get there early. Another guy that I learned that from, Jim King. Hey, get in the pits.
Yes.
Get there early. Get your notebook out. Get the story. What if we're under caution for 17 laps? What if there's a 20-minute red flag? You got to have information to talk about. So I learned my lesson, and rosters, hometowns.
I noticed that the very next time you came, you had it all, and I was
How
like,
many kids? When's your anniversary? What's your dog's name?
Right, yeah. What do you do for a living? All that stuff, And I learned all that stuff from Gary Montgomery, because I came to Canandaigua in '95 thinking I was Mr. Sliced Bread, and then I listened to Gary Montgomery and said, oh, you got a lot more homework. So I guess maybe that was just a rough time for you to meet me for the first time.
And you know what? And you got to absorb all that. I mean, anybody that's a new announcer now, 16, 17, 18-year-old kid getting into it, homework. It's all about homework. It's all about preparation. If you don't have to use your notes and the thing goes green all the way, that's fine.
Right.
But you never turn the radio on when you're under red. You talk. Information.
I hate that.
What do they not know? Let me inform them.
Yeah, because technically, and this is something that is true, these racetracks cannot play copyrighted music unless they have a BMI or ASCAP license. Sure. So I'm surprised more of them haven't gotten in trouble at this point. So were you mad at me?
No, not at all. No, it takes a lot for me to get mad.
Okay.
I was disappointed in myself. And I took it to heart, and it's a lesson that has stayed with me. Now I'm 43 years old, and
wow, was that long ago? Oh my God!
It's preparation, man.
Okay, well I'm glad that worked out.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, and of course Joe and Glenn used to tease you something fierce, man.
It was hilarious. There are jokes I cannot tell on camera.
Oh, no, and stories we cannot tell on camera.
I learned a lot of things when I was 16 at Syracuse.
I guess we didn't realize you were 16, because some of those, and I know about your religious background, so we'll apologize for some of the stuff that we were saying at this point. How'd you get into monster trucks?
So, actually, honestly, went to Fonda Speedway in Florida.
Oh, wait.
Monster Jam was there. I walked up to Scott Douglas, legendary monster truck announcer, and I said, how do I get in on this? How do I do it? I announced this, and this. And he said, be here tomorrow. We have another show, and I'm going to just put your feet to the fire and see what you got.
So kind of like what we did to you. Yeah. So you're used to that, huh?
So that worked out. Made a living for a long time doing that. Met Jimmy and Dawn Cretin, and I said, I like to drive. And they're like, I bugged him for a while. And I said, give me a shot. I'll fly myself out. We'll do it. And they put me in the truck. I started doing it part-time. Went full-time for a while with the Monster Jam series, and then bounced around a little bit to some other stuff. So it's been a mixed bag.
So getting in the 4-cylinder, a lot less power than you were used to, huh?
I can run
and a little lower to the ground, right?
And it's what I can afford to race. I love racing. And so we went out and got a win this year. My first win at Fonda Speedway, that was special. And Shane Andrews was there, which was crazy. He was with Ferris, and it was Ferris night, the mowing company, and we have I shipped them Fonda Speedway. I won at Fonda Speedway T-shirt. I shipped them a trophy. I had a bunch of trophies made, and it was a good time.
Nice. And I race 4-cylinders, and I have one feature win, so that's something Todd and I have in common. I screwed up in victory lane. I was not ready for it. Did you handle that okay? as a driver?
You can look it up. It was an insane victory lane. I went nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was special. Look it up. I don't know where it is. Right. I think it's on TikTok or something. But
okay.
Yeah,
well, I forgot my sponsors. I stumbled over my tongue.
I remember them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't supposed to do that. You know, by then I'd already been in the game. Let me think. It was 2011. So yeah, so I'd already been in the game 22 years.
So the announcer didn't ask you who would you like to thank?
He did at the end, but I was trying to, be Mr. Smooth. And I got to thank it. I actually said, why can't I think of his name? I actually said that, and I was like, So whenever I put that up, guys, I'm going to delete Victory Lane, so that way you guys will still think I'm pretty smooth. We driving next year? What do we have going on?
My car's for sale right now.
Okay.
My trailer's for sale right now.
Still in a 4-cylinder?
And I'm going to move up to dual overhead cam. I got a car coming that I won in Florida.
Oh.
They got out of racing, and I said I'd like to have it. It's a fast car.
Nice.
So we're going to do that. I have some other aspirations for announcing next year that I can't talk about yet, but that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Doing some demo work to send to them.
Okay.
And hopefully that works out.
Well, keep me posted, man. And if you ever get in the Syracuse area, please look me up.
Absolutely.
You know what? We'll hang out and tell some of those stories, like we said, that we can't tell here on the YouTube channel. Because
so I'm going to give you an opportunity to thank your sponsors because you have an awesome buggy over here.
I know. I'll tell you that Bobcat thing is pretty slick. Bobcat of the Finger Lakes. Also, of course, if you're not from the Finger Lakes and you're looking for something like that, look up your local Bobcat dealer and this is the rare thing in the line too. Most of them are diggers and excavators and skid steers. So, that thing does look cool as heck, though, doesn't it?
It's a sweet ride, man. I'm happy for you. It helps an announcer's feet, their
sure
knees,
does.
their back. Absolutely.
That's why I got so much done this week.
We've ran back and forth enough.
I gave Todd a ride. Of course, we couldn't get on the front stretch. They were like, no.
I just wanted to go mud bogging.
But Todd Morey's with me, I said, and it didn't do anything.
And that was really get out of here.
Yeah, that was when a couple people started pointing, saying, maybe you, Doug, but seriously, good to see you. And again, we'll have a cold one and tell some of those other stories off the record, okay?
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you, man. I'm glad things have worked out for you.
Thanks.